What's up, guys? It's me Boxing, and I just finished watching Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith, which is a 12-rounder for the WBC WBA Ring Magazine super-middleweight world championship. And this fight was Saturday, December 19th from the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas. And this fight was broadcasted on DAZN in the United States and Sky Sports abroad. And in this fight, Canelo Alvarez gets a unanimous decision win against Callum Smith to become the unified super-middleweight world champion and prove that he is the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I scored the fight personally 118-110. Two of the judges scored it 119-109, and the other one scored it 117-111. I predicted it to be either 116-112 or 117-111 on the scorecards. I was kind of close, but mainly off because I thought Canelo nearly won every single round. The only rounds I gave Callum Smith were rounds 1 and round 5. I thought in round 5, Callum Smith was sort of opening up to a new way where he was landing some decent combos, but then Canelo just started pounding him later in the fight. I mean, they could have stopped that fight. Callum Smith was getting pounded, brutalized with the body attack, those overhand rights. I mean, he was really getting beat up in this fight versus Canelo. Canelo now getting his 54th victory at only 30 years old. He's already a veteran of over 50 fights, and he's just getting better as the fight goes on. He's just dominating everybody. I don't really see anybody that could beat him anymore. His only losses to Floyd Mayweather years ago. He had those 2 fights with Triple G, which I did think Triple G beat him in. But now Triple G's 38 years old, and I don't think Triple G could beat him now. So Canelo, I mean, really, I don't see anyone that could beat him. Possibly if he moves up to 175 again and takes on like Beterbiev or Bivol. But otherwise, I don't think he has any competition in those weight classes below him. Overall, what's next for Callum Smith losing his world titles? I think that he will make a big comeback fight in the UK, likely for possibly just maybe a British title, I guess you could say, or maybe for like an interim WBA or something like that, because I do not think Callum Smith's career is over. This was his first defeat, and even though it was a very dominant defeat, where he did lose nearly every single round, but it was a learning lesson, I guess you could say, because he did learn a lesson in this fight. I mean, he really learned many lessons because he was really getting schooled in this fight, being that Canelo would just pressure him. Even though Canelo was a smaller man, Callum Smith was way taller, way longer than Canelo. Canelo just made way of that by cutting off the ring and really pounding Callum Smith to the body and to the head. And Canelo's defense is so good that Callum Smith, I believe, only landed like 20% of his punches that he did throw. And up until like the 4th round, Canelo only made Callum Smith land like 20 shots out of 160. And that was, I believe, in the 4th round. But moving on, what's next for Canelo Alvarez? Now the unified super middleweight champion has a belt at 160 as well. Vacant that belt at 175. But now Canelo is an established 4-division world champion, and what's next for him? Some people are saying a trilogy with Triple G. Some people are saying he should fight Charlo or Andrade. I think the most common fight I would want to see is that he will take on Caleb Plant. The Caleb Plant fight was relatively done. I mean, before the Callum Smith fight was announced, it was supposed to be Caleb Plant fighting Canelo on December 19th, but then obviously it was changed to Callum Smith. And now Caleb Plant is taking on Caleb Truax in January, so I do think he gets through that fight easily. And I do think what's next for Canelo is that he'll likely take on Caleb Plant, as he only had a 1-fight deal since breaking away from DAZN and Golden Boy, and it was just this one fight against Callum Smith. So I do think his next fight will be on PBC against Caleb Plant. It'll definitely be a big pay-per-view fight, and I do see him winning that fight easily, as Caleb Plant has never faced anyone at the caliber of Canelo, and I think Caleb Plant is a worse opponent than Callum Smith. So overall, a tremendous victory for Canelo Alvarez, becoming the unified WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine super middleweight world champion and solidifying his pound-for-pound status, getting a wide, unanimous decision win against Callum Smith. And yeah, that's really it. I'm me Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.